back to another video. My name is Akida. I am a lifestyle and career content creator. I am also on the journey to help inspire women to remove the roadblocks and pursue their purpose and passion. Today's video is going to be a really good one. It's long awaited. I did put up a poll on YouTube as well on Instagram for those to submit questions that were career or work related that I could help you guys answer from your work besties perspective. And I also will be starting a series called According to Akida, or After Work According to Akida. It will be live every Wednesday on Instagram, so be sure to follow me there at Akida Mann. And then as well here, I wanted to be able to take the time to answer the questions that you submitted here on YouTube and answer those questions for you today. So let's get right into it. Grab your coffee, grab your tea. Let's do this. Okay, the very first question is, how do you make the transition out of a company smoothishly? Majority of my team has left and I'm interviewing to leave. Now leadership is being extra nice to me, but I feel they didn't see my value until they were down to a team of 2. I don't want to smile on their face and say I'm happy here only to leave 2 weeks later. Any advice is helpful. Okay, so this is a really good one because I feel that the struggle that you're having is you don't want to fake the funk, you know, and I get it. You're like, I'm about to leave anyway, so really anything y'all are saying or doing doesn't even matter. I'm about to bounce. And the thing is, you have to put you first. You know that meme that's going around. It's like, I gotta put me first. I gotta put me first, Lucius. And that's fine. That's exactly how you need to look at it. Your job is your investment for either to learn a skill, to let's see, to have income to invest into your other business or other ventures, to obtain a certification if they offer it. You gain something by being there at that job. You don't owe the organization that you're with anything. So, and if anything, what you can do is leverage you getting another offer from somewhere else. So since you are currently looking to leave that organization, what you can do is, if you do receive an offer from another company, since you are interviewing, and it's better than the offer that you have now, then what I would do is use that as leverage. And if you do want to stay in that organization, that could be a talking point or a conversation starter to get the ball rolling, to get the things that you do want, whether it's more pay, increase your bonus, whether it's more flexibility. Leverage what you have, and if they aren't willing to accommodate it, then you already have a job offer and you can just go to another job. I mean, that's it. I would also make sure that you do check your policies to make sure that you do need to put in a 2 weeks notice. And if you aren't required to put in a 2 weeks notice, again, you know, you don't have to, but if you want to give them that courtesy, I think that's also, you know, something to be mindful of, because I always tell people, if they're able to, take a week or 2 weeks off, even if you can stretch that longer depending on what your finances look like, to transition from job to job. You don't really realize how shedding that old job and just giving yourself that time to just breathe and exhale is important to you as you're getting ready to pick up and you're learning new things, you're being trained, you're going through orientation, you're learning new people, all their different acronyms. And so you want to be able to just have a clear headspace, especially if you're coming from an environment that may have been kind of toxic or just you're tired of, and it sounds like that may be taking place at your current role since everyone's leaving. So I would again take the time to give yourself a buffer between position to position. So hopefully that was helpful. So I do hope that that was helpful. Okay, here's another question. How many months would you give before you start applying for other jobs while you're in a temp to possible hire position? Do jobs look at how long you have been in that temp to hire role? And she says, I am a talent acquisition coordinator and I see other positions, but I'm not sure if I should wait it out or start applying. So since you are a temporary employee, you can always be looking for other opportunities. There's no agreement in place. Now, it does depend if you're looking to apply at the current company that you're at. So for example, if you're at the current company that you're at, that you're temping for, and you do want to become a permanent employee at that organization, I would put it out there. Reach out to the person that you're reporting directly to and let them know what you may have even told them during your interview process to become a temp at that organization, is letting them know that you are interested in being a full-time employee, letting them know and talk to your skills that directly relate to that position, how comfortable you are in the current role, or even if you have transitionary experience that would help leverage that organization. A lot of times organizations do want to hire those who are within or those who are temporarily learning the position, because then they don't have to look for anybody else and you've already had some skin in the game to get acclimated to the position. Now they may need to wait a bit to kind of pay out your the contracted term for you temping for that role, so it may be more fiscally responsible or financially responsible, I would say, for the organization, that they may have to be obligated to a certain length of time that you stay as a temp. But if not, again, companies are always happy to be able to leverage their in-house staff to be able to fill positions. So I would let them know that you are interested, especially if you see an opening. And then as well, still while you're in that role, and if you don't get it, don't feel bitter about it. I would continue working really hard, because at the end of the time that you're temping, they may go ahead and make you a permanent employee. And then also as well, you can still interview for other places outside of that organization. So just because you're in a position at a company in a role, whether it's temp or permanent, still always have your eyes and ears to the street to look for other opportunities. There's always something better, but again, just be mindful of what it is that you're looking for. If you are looking for stability, if you are looking for flexibility, if you're looking for certain benefit requirements that you need for you and your family, you know, be mindful of things that are important to you in your next position, so that way you're not put in a chokehold where you're constantly bouncing job to job to job to job when it is something that you're looking for in particular. But as far as at your current company, if you're looking to obtain a permanent position and you're a temp now, I would vocalize it to your directing managers, so that way he or she knows that you are interested, and they can say, you know, well, you have to stay temp for another 2 more weeks or whatever it can be, or they may encourage you to go ahead and apply. So I hope that helps. Okay, next question. Hello Akida, what advice do you have for someone who is in a career slump? I would like to explore different career paths. I'm just not sure what paths. And that's a really good question. I feel like, you know, your jobs or your career that you're in, even with relationships, they have their highs and their lows. You get in a lull. There are times where it becomes stagnant, and that is where it's very important that you take control of your career and think of the things that you do like about your position, or think about the things that you want to achieve, whether it is the only thing that's really coming to my mind at first hand is flexibility, because a lot of people are getting ready to transition back into the office. Some people are really looking for more work from home positions. So I would kind of think of the things that make you happy about your current position or the role that you're doing. If it's something where you love engaging with different people, then try to look for different career paths that allow you to be able to engage with other people. You know, whether it's going into sales or teaching, you know, any freelance, any type of creative work, things that allow you to highlight the skill sets that you have that you actually enjoy. Because with every job, there are going to be good and bad within your role. So I would kind of think of the things that do make you happy and see if that can be fulfilled in your current position. If not, then I would say shake things up, apply for something else within your company, and if they don't have anything available, look for something outside of your organization. Hope that helps. Okay, here's another great one. I was just promoted to a managerial position of 2 positions. One position being a former colleague who has been with the organization for much longer than I have. I am trying to navigate through this uncomfortable position and lingering feelings of unworthiness. So I'm actually not even sure what your question is in particular, but I would say that you are in a great position because you have already been able to see from a different lens or perspective than your former colleague. And it doesn't mean that you're being disloyal to them, but you may have some fresh ideas and perspectives to the role that you can bring to the table. If they promoted you because you are worthy of the position, and as well the insight that you have, you should go ahead and highlight that. Bring that to the table and also outline what your I guess the expectations on how they want to showcase your level of success, how they are measuring your level of success in that position. And if they don't have a target where you're supposed to hit a certain metric or something, make up one so that way you have something that you can leverage, and then also utilize other people within the department or other departments to help you reach those certain goals. Okay, so here's another question. If you're working a position via a staffing agency, temp to permanent, how should you reflect that on your resume? So what I would do, depending on the length of time that you are with the organization, you can do two things. And I have also worked for a contract position, and I just put the name of the company that I worked for. But it depends on, again, the length of time. If you're working with this particular staffing company for a year, taking different contracts, I would just put the name of the staffing company. But if you worked for, let's say you had a temporary position and it lasted 6 months, even longer than that, I would put the actual name, or even less than that, I would put the name of the company and your title. That way they can see the type of role that you did and how it may even translate to the current position that you're looking to get. So I would do the name of the company. All right, here's another question. Okay, so the question is, should you do SHRM test or PHR? So SHRM, for those who do not know, stands for Society of Human Resources Management, and PHR is also a certification called Professional, what is it called? Professionals in Human Resources. Sorry. So both of those are very credible. So I really don't think you can go wrong with getting either or, especially depending on the length of time that you have in the HR industry, depending on which one you want to get. You can also get different levels on both sides, but they are both accredited. I think even if you can get both, that would be good, but you can't really go wrong either or. I know professionals in the HR space who have done very well with their career with PHR, and I know some who've done very well getting the SHRM CP or other variations as well, certifications as well. So I don't think you honestly can go wrong either or. Let's just look at the progression on how you can continue gaining higher certifications with either or, and see which one just suits you best. And then also see if your employer as well will cover you to get certified in either one of those, or they can cover some of it or the test. I would see if you can get any kind of grant or any type of assistance to help. I know even if you're a military spouse, there are programs as well. So if you can get some aid, I would say go for it, but you really honestly can't go wrong with either or. I was looking into getting the test or taking the test to get certified, and again, it really came down to a toss-up of either one. So hope that helps. But again, I just wanted to give you the guidance that you really just can't go wrong either way. Okay, so here's another one. I work for a big retail company and they keep asking me to be the backup HR person / payroll. I recently left the auto industry as an AP / AR person 20 plus years because my husband was able to retire at 57. Good for him. I am 52 and unfortunately I still need to work, so I went into this now job because the pay was okay and I didn't have to commute back and forth anymore. I get that. I am making more money, less headaches and stress. They are willing to train, same pay, stress and headaches will be added, and I may not be able to go on vacations when I want. Ugh. Is it worth it for the experience? Is knowing HR the same across the board? So again, I have to revert back to, you gotta put you first. And I do mean that, you know, I'm saying it in a joking manner, but I do mean that in a serious way, because again, if you are losing more than you're gaining for this position, then it's never worth it, especially if that stress may cause you to, you know, affect your health, where you're having headaches. where you're, you know, starting to develop anxiety, you know, things are starting to spill over into your personal life, there's no position, no job that's worth that. And so also, since you're currently kind of doing the same functions as a backup, again, you can use that as those transferable skills to put on your resume, and just even put it as you did both roles. You know, it's not something that you necessarily have to say, I only did this, even though you were maybe an interim HR generalist. You know, I think you can put that as both your titles, so that way it showcases how you were able to do both of those positions at your current organization. But if it's going to be put you in a position where you have to compromise your health, your well-being, then it wouldn't be worth it. And also, every role that you go to, every organization you go to, you still have some of the foundational experience, but the skill set that you'll need for that organization may differ. Every time I go to another organization, the way I have done talent acquisition, the way I've been a part of different HR programs looks completely different at every single position that I've been at. So again, you are going to be trained at every role, and just as long as you're keeping up on the best practices, especially within your state or other states that your organization impacts, especially if they have employees in California or Florida. You know, there's different laws and best practices, but again, it depends on the role. If you're going to be in a generalist role, payroll role, it really just truly depends. But again, compromising your health is never ever worth any job or role at all. It just isn't to me. All right, so again, I hope that that was very helpful to you all. Again, I will be doing this live every single Wednesday with my new series, According to Akida, After Work, or maybe After Work According to Akida. Regardless, the series is going to happen, but even let me know if you have any additional questions as well. I'll keep doing them here also on YouTube, so let me know if you actually prefer that I do them on YouTube versus Instagram, and then that way I can just be wherever you guys need me to be. But if you do have any additional questions that I can help you navigate through your work space, just let me know. I'm still your work bestie, even though I'm not currently in the corporate space right now. And again, thank you so much for supporting this channel by liking it, sharing it, and definitely subscribing. See you in the next video. Peace out.